Hello, this is Tola from Trifold Productions with another Blender quick tip. And in this quick tip, I'm going to show you can access eyes in Blender, pre-made eyes that are highly customizable by using the Danny Mac Eye Designer. Now, it's not free, it's $25, but it's got a lot of parameters attached to it that you can use to customize the eyes quite quickly and realistically too. It renders in EVN and cycles, and it works in Blender 2.8 all the way up to 3.3. So it's works in a lot of versions of Blender. I'm using 2.81 myself, and I'll leave a link of it below the video so you guys can download yourself and check it out. But the installation process is still the same. Go to Edit, Preferences, then Install. Navigate to where that folder is, click on it, click on Install Addon. Let me type in myself, EYE, and check in the box and it's ready to go. Now I'm going to press A twice on my keyboard to select everything, then delete. We don't need any of this stuff. And then I'm going to change the viewport display here to something brighter. I'm left clicking on all these parameters here. Click on my color tab, pop up the color wheel, change this to like a light blue sky color. And I'm going to change this to Eevee, or actually cycles. The default render engine is Eevee, but cycles is faster for this particular add-on. And plus it looks more realistic, as I mentioned before. Click on cycles, and if you have a strong GPU, from CPU, change this to GPU. And 120 sampled is good. And the add-on for me is right there. Import eye. So you just press 1 on our keyboard to go into the front view and press import eye, and there we go. It's got a rig and everything. And we want to see how this looks, so we're going to click on that icon there, and we have the default eyes, which are blue. Now you have a lot of parameters here for the iris size, the pupils, the blood vessels, and so on and so forth, the light rig. And I'm going to try to do a 2-part for this one, because for this is just like an intro. But for the second one, I'm going to show you how you can actually attach these eyes to a model in Blender, which is a little bit on the tricky side. I'm doing it separately because you have to really focus to make sure you do it step by step, because if you miss a step, it's not going to work. But let's check out some of these parameters for the eyes. Now you can increase the iris size here. See the iris size, make it bigger by dragging up or make it smaller. The pupil size, the same thing, just the inner darker part. Drag it down, make it smaller, up, bigger. Now the cornea bulge, that's how, because our eyes aren't perfectly round, there's some bulge to them to help with light refraction. So you can adjust that. If you look at this part here, if you pull this up, you can see that it bulges out in the front there, up and down. And the pupil narrow, let's go back into the front view by pressing 1. The pupil narrow, if you want like alien eyes or cat eyes, you can do that too. And if you go down here, you have the light scale, because there's a light source here, which is here. You can manipulate the light source by making it bigger or smaller here. If you scroll up and down, we can see it's getting bigger. The light brightness, you can adjust that too. Up and down, you can see it's getting darker here, or brighter. Make our world seem a little bit darker so you can see what the light's actually doing. Brightness, darkness. See the difference there. Move the light up or down. Move from the left to the right also. Or left. This is left, this is right. Okay. In and out. That's in. And then this is out. You can delete the light rig if you don't want it. You can even import a free HDRI if you want to see how the light interacts with the refractions for the eyes. And now for the iris color, which is this blue part, you can change it to any color you want on the color wheel. You can turn it to red or green or purple. I can increase the details of your iris to the Voronoi size here. The detail intensity, you can increase that to, you can see that as we scroll up here. We have more detail in the iris. Scroll down, less detail. Increase the bump amount also. So it's really evident with the bump here. You can do fake shadow amounts too if you want to do that. The fake shadow location too, you can change those parameters. The pupil fall off, which is like the edge here of the pupil. If you want it to be sharper on the edge of the pupil here, right now it's kind of sharp. You can scroll on, you can see it here, it's a little bit sharp on the edge. If you want it to be more blurred on that edge here, this edge of it, you click out of there, you can increase the fall off, and that softens the edge a bit, or quite a bit. Inner rim color, you can change that also. Inner rim size, have parameters for that. Outer rim darkness, which is this here, you can increase that, or you can decrease it. Outer rim fall off, once again, that's the softening of that of the edge there. Now the cornea is the white part here. You can change it to whatever color you want. Red. So if you want like alien looking eyes or strange looking eyes, you can adjust it to the way you want it to be. Any color on the color wheel. Turn it back to white. FFFFF. That's the hexagonal code for white. 6 Fs. Enter. It's back to white. Can change the diffuse of the subsurface scattering. Index of refraction, change that. Right now it's kind of at 1.38. We can change that. Gets more kind of matte looking, not as glossy. And pull that back down. In the index of refraction, sorry about that. I pulled the wrong. I changed the wrong parameter there. I was looking at the screen instead of looking at the parameters here. You can change this as you want. And with the specular, like I did before, you can make it shiny or less shiny, depending on what you want it to look like. And now with this, the veins aren't like evident, because with all of our eyes, we have veins that go through our eyes that supply blood to the eyes. But for the Danny Mac Eye Designer, it has a solid kind of shader at the back to simulate veins or blood vessels in the eyes. Once again, you can change the color to whatever you want it to be. You can lower the amount here or increase it. You can move it forwards or backwards. And once again, the fall off is the amount you want it to blur on the edge. If you pull it down, it's a little bit sharper. If we increase the fall off, it's a little bit more blurred. But it's up to your preference. And if you want to export the eye, you can bake it also. Bake the iris color, the bump maps, so on and so forth. But you have to click here to use the maps. And so you can select the size also, which is nice. All the way up to 8K. So that gives you a clearer, sharper image or map. But remember, the bigger the size, the longer it'll take to render out. And you can click on the rig also. If you click on this here, you can turn it from, let me see, turn it from object to pose mode. So now, right now, when it's blue like this, it's in pose mode. You can press G on our keyboard. You can move the eyes around. Click on the main rig. We have the rig for the right eye and the rig for the left eye. So you can, do what you would want to do with it, and it works great. So yeah, it's a highly customizable eye model that you can attach to any model in Blender. And with all of these, they're all animatable. You can animate all these. So if you hover your mouse over a parameter, let's go to our timeline here. And let's decrease the size of the iris. Hover our mouse over that parameter and press I on our keyboard. If we go down to 60, increase this, and then press I again, it's animated. If we go back to the beginning, we press play, the eyes get bigger. So all of these, you can animate all of them. If you want to do something kind of weird or sci-fi looking or thrillers with eyes, you can animate the eyes, the color, the scale, the pupils, everything. So it works pretty great. And that's the introduction to the Blender add-on, which is the Danny Mac Eye Designer add-on for Blender, and it works great. So yeah, this is the day's Blender quick tip. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, adios.